Well, hello everybody. This is Dr. Troy Dukowitz of the Commit and Go podcast, where we encourage you to make big commitments, take big action, and create big-ass results in your life and business. Today's topic is this: who's your life up to anyway? So, I am a diehard St. Louis Blues fan. And for those of you who don't follow hockey, that's okay. Don't worry. This sports analogy is not going to confuse you. And for those of you who do, you may even know what I'm going to be speaking about. So last night I'm watching the hockey game, and at the end of the game there was an overtime, and in this overtime there was what is called a hand pass, which you're not allowed to pass the puck by hand. It's called hockey, not handball, or hand puck, I guess. And so this hand pass, though, would lead to a goal, which would lead to the San Jose Sharks beating my St. Louis Blues in overtime. Now, this has been, and even in watching it, it was very upsetting because this was a hand pass to another player who passed, and there was a goal, and you're just not allowed to do it. And yet, the problem with the rules is that there's no replay in this particular situation, and if nobody actually saw the hand pass, they can't actually do the replay to see if it was a hand pass or not. And so, like, mass mayhem erupts across the arena in St. Louis. And, of course, the other team has already went into the locker room because they're going, hey, we just won the game. And the St. Louis Blues are not having it. Well, come to find out, even though it was a horrible, horrible call, even though it never should have been allowed, even though the whistle should have been blown on the play, it was a blown play by the referees, and the San Jose Sharks beat my St. Louis Blues, going up 2-1 in the conference finals. And so as I'm taking Wyatt and Watson to school today, and I drop them off, and now I'm driving home, and I turn on my sports talk radio, and I'm listening, and all I'm hearing is bitching and moaning and complaining. And I'm thinking to myself, like, first of all, get over it. You can't change it. It's done. Second of all, yeah, there might need to be some rule changes, but it's not going to change the outcome. And they keep saying, is the team going to get over it so they can go and actually come back and win this series? At the end of the day, here's where my thoughts went. You should have never been in this situation in the first place. There's 1 minute remaining in the game. The Blues are up 4-3. Yes, they're up 4-3, and they give up a goal with 59 seconds left in the game. Earlier in the game, they had just scored, and while all the celebration and fanfare is going on in the arena, the other team scored again. You could tell they just were in this elation and excitement for scoring and gave up the puck in their zone, and they were scored on again. The San Jose Sharks even scored twice. I don't know what the timeline was, but probably in about 5 minutes in the first period of the game from bad passing. So, you see, the thing is that they never should have been put in the situation anyway where a hand pass was going to matter or not. In fact, had they not let the other situations take place, letting up, not playing good defense, they would have never had to get to the end of the game where they could blame the refs for losing the game. You and I see this in sports all the time. People want to blame it on one bad call in a basketball game, or at the end of the baseball game, it wasn't really a strike. We lost the game because of that bad call in the ninth inning. Or you see it in football as well. You see it across the board in sports all the time where there's some level of an outcome of a game, unfortunately, that people want to say has been decided by the bad calls of a referee or of an umpire. But think about this. What if you just didn't put yourself in this situation anyway? What if you put yourself in a situation to win? Which means that I have to be able to identify, where am I slipping? Where am I falling off track? And I got to get myself on track as soon as is humanly possible, because if I don't, if I let up, it could open up an opportunity for me to not hit my goal. In terms of something like hockey, if I let up even a little bit and let somebody get just one step ahead of me, they can have a breakaway and go in for a goal. We look at this in terms of our life, don't we? How many times do you use people or circumstances as an excuse for not getting what you wanted? An excuse for not getting your outcome. Oh, well, I was late because of the traffic. Oh, yeah, you know what? I was doing so good on my diet, but then, something happened at work and it just threw me off. So now I don't get to hit my goal or my target. The thing is that one thing that happened at work this week has nothing to do with the last 5 weeks. It has nothing to do with all the effort and energy you could have been putting into a goal. Now think about this. If you have goals and targets that you set for a 12-week period of time, you look at a 12-week window and you have 12-week period of time. If you do the focused work every single day, you can miss a day and you're going to be okay. You miss 5 days and your chances are significantly diminishing that you're going to hit your goals. You miss 10 to 12 days, you're probably really going to fall off track and not hit what you want. There's only one person to blame in this scenario, and it's not a trainer that you might have, it's not a coach that you might have, it's not a staff that you might have, it's you. Go look in the mirror. How are you showing up every single day? And are you playing till the end? Look, I'm not perfect. I have tough days too, but I got to find a way to win tomorrow, that when I wake up, I kick yesterday's version of me in the ass. Like, I literally just destroy him. So today, as of this recording on Thursday, I got up today and the objective is to kick my ass from yesterday, to be a better version than who I was yesterday. That if I didn't win yesterday, that I sure as hell better win today. And I better win tomorrow. And string together a series of wins, because my success and my outcomes and my results are dependent on me. They are not dependent on my coaches. They are not dependent on my clients. They're not dependent on my wife. They're not dependent on my children. They are dependent on my actions. And I cannot blame them if something comes up short. I cannot blame my son 3 weeks from now if he comes and says, Daddy, I have to have X, Y, and Z done. Can you take me to this event? I can't blame him and say, oh, it's his fault that I didn't get my workout in that day. Dang it. No, if I didn't get up early enough, it was my fault that it happened. I put myself in that position, not him. And so you have to look at your life. And where are you pointing fingers? I mean, this is what it comes down to. Where in your life right now are you pointing fingers at somebody for not getting the results that you want? But you know you're not doing the consistent work daily to get what it is that you want. If you're not doing something consistently for 30 days, at least for 30 days, don't you dare point a finger at a coach. Don't you dare point a finger at a mentor. Don't you dare point a finger at your staff. Don't you dare point a finger at anyone around you if you are not consistently showing up as the example of what you want to see and create in your world. And no, it's not easy. But guess what? Success takes focused work. And it takes consistent work. And if you're willing to do it and create a level of consistency, eventually one day, yeah, you're going to miss. But you're going to get back on the next day and you're going to 10x your results because you don't want to fall off track. See, it's okay because it becomes the exception to the rule. But unfortunately for many people in life, it becomes the rule. Miss. And then you got to go look in the mirror and your self-esteem takes a hit because you know that you just didn't put in the focused and consistent work daily. So take a look at your life right now across Body, Being, Balance, Business. Where in your life are you pointing fingers and blaming others? And identify where it is, specific areas where you're pointing fingers and blaming others. And what is the action that you are willing to commit to now over the course of the next 3 days? Just 3 days. Get yourself back on the horse again over the course of the next 3 days to get yourself back on track. The beauty of this is that you're listening to this. Most likely, if you're listening to it upon initial delivery, you're listening to it on a Friday, which means you're listening to it on the weekend. And the question becomes, do you want your success bad enough that you're willing to do the work over the weekend? Or are you going to say, nah, I'll wait until Monday? And if you do, remember, you better not point fingers at anyone. That's all I've got for you here today, folks. Hey, look, if you haven't already, you know I'd love, and appreciate if you would head on over to iTunes, Google Play, or Stitcher, and just rate or review the podcast. I'd really appreciate that. It's just an opportunity. It helps me to get this message out to more and more people. It helps us to climb those charts that everybody keeps talking about. And if you haven't already, hey, look, inquire. Shoot me an email, Dr. Troy, D-R-T-R-O-Y, at commitandgo.com to find out about the Summer Splash Mastermind. That's right, I am assembling a limited group of elite people to work together over the course of the summer to crush their goals and targets that they have. For some people, it's going to help them to get back on track. For other people, it's going to help them to 10x in their life. For some people, it's just going to be a matter of additional accountability to help to make sure that they hit their goals and targets. So just email me if you want information about that at drtroy@commitandgo.com. I'd be more than happy to forward that to you. That's all I've got for you here today, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, I am Dr. Troy Dukowitz. This has been the Commit and Go podcast. I'm reminding you that you are just one action step away So take some action today. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.